I shall use it right now.
Yeah, use it. Hurry.
Kuya!
Yeah.
I love him.
Thanks, man.
How was that?
Great. That was spectacular.
I'd like to talk about the Broadcast Satellaview. Folks, you heard about this thing? It's a thing that you put on the bottom of your Super Famicom, and then you put a cart in it, and a RAM cart into that cart. That's right, it's double carts plus an expansion, plus a satellite receiver, but that's another story. Anyway, you get all this together, and you can get games from satellite radio, in fact. It can receive radio waves that transmute into video games that you can play. These games were broadcast live, and because it was being sent over a satellite signal, you could have narration and live audio, pre-recorded audio. Mm-hmm. It wasn't just limited to the Super Nintendo sound hardware. You could do anything. So there were a number of games available exclusively through this thing, but the core idea here is that these games were available for a very limited time. You'd have to be watching TV at that time in order to experience these games, and unless you were watching a rerun, you would never see that game ever again, until the magic of emulation. Mm-hmm. But again, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
What we're going to do tonight is we're going to simulate a broadcast of BS Zelda, also known as Broadcast Satellaview, Zelda no Densetsu, Map 1, Week 1. This was a multi-part remake of the original Legend of Zelda that you would play through your TV and your St. Giga radio subscription every week for 4 weeks. And if you played all 4 weeks and got all the items, they would send you a card.
A card?
A card!
Yes!
So we're going to play the very first week of that, the very first map. This is going to be the Broadcast Satellaview Zelda debut, simulated tonight. Now this thing uses the MSU1 enhancement chip to simulate parts of the experience that weren't captured through a ROM dump. Some of the stuff that was transmitted, it wasn't even stored on the cart. You would just see it, and then it would be gone forever. Mm-hmm. Leading enterprising hackers to recreate it using videos people recorded via VHS back in the day. So let's get her started. 3, 2, 1, go! Welcome to Broadcast Satellaview. Brought to you by St. Giga.
Very interesting. We'll talk about them in a minute. Okay.
Alright, so what you're seeing here is a full motion video clip playing on the Super Famicom that simulates the act of logging into Broadcast Satellaview and then downloading the transmission. So as you saw briefly, it starts in this hub world called The Town Whose Name Was Stolen, or something like that. It looks suspiciously like Earthbound, and it's this little hub area where you could, read message boards, find out what the latest broadcasts are, and store all the little digital stuff that you got from playing these games. Again, this is a simulation, so it's just through FMV. You'll have to play pretend for this part. Yeah, let's get to the bottom of this.
Was created by the gods.
Oh, here we go.
The gods, as proof of their great power, left behind an artifact of 3 golden triangles, the Triforce. 1 ruled power, 1 governed wisdom, and 1 forged courage. Until the appropriate people would appear to inherit them, each of the 3 crest-bearing Triforce pieces slept in a sacred realm known to no one.
So yeah, you'd hear this narration and flavor text read to you while the game was loading, and during the game. It's a little hard to read, but it says, "So it's you, I've been waiting for you." Oh? This event will allow you to experience the original BS Zelda as closely as possible to its original broadcast. After you finish Chapter 4, you would receive a subscription password, which you can send in to the NHK or whatever for your
from
prize.
heavens, there lies a golden power. The wishes of those it shines upon are conveyed to the gods.
These are the words passed down in the land of Hyrule.
Obtain the golden power of the Triforce, and your wishes shall be granted.
That sounds like Philip CDI Ganon.
Mm-hmm.
You bring light to my lair?
Yeah, Isaac Merge said it sounds like a MST3K phone. I'm getting those vibes.
It kind of does. But I like this. They give you narration, little sound effects,
Those
basically put you into the
captivated by
game.
The legends sought the sacred realm for themselves. However, of all people, the first to open the gate to the sacred realm and obtain the Triforce was Ganondorf, leader of the thieves. It was at this moment that the King of Evil, Ganon, was born.
Ganondorf.
Before long, Ganon's malice spread over Hyrule, and sinister events began to occur, one after another.
Did you know Zelda invented RPGs?
Is this in the original, or they're just like Zelda good?
I'm not sure if this is a recreation
King
or they're
of
just
Hyrule
taking artistic
therefore
license.
commanded the seven sages and the knights of Hyrule to seal away the source of the malice.
It's a little of both, maybe. Ganondorf spelled backwards
The
as
people
Frodo-Nag.
of Hyrule,
Interesting.
by divine revelation, had created the Master Sword, a sacred blade with the power to defeat any evil that may steal the Triforce. However, even the seven sages were unable to wield it.
And yeah, you can't change the channel during this process, or else you'll lose the data. You gotta start
People
over.
waited for a hero with the power to wield the sacred Master Sword to appear. But the force of Ganon's malice didn't wait for the hero's coming, and pressed closer to the royal palace where a grand battle unfolded.
Hey Danny, can I switch a channel the game's on?
No! It's like when your parents would get mad at you for messing with the VCR recording. You millennials will eventually make a simulation simulating that aspect of growing up in the 80s and 90s.
After tremendous sacrifice, the sages at last succeeded with the seal. And as the curtains fell on the conflict known as the Sealing War, peace visited the land of Hyrule once more.
We're almost ready to play.
Oh my god, look! Ah.
If you change the channel now, so help me God. Almost. Come on. Oh,
My
this is
name
worse
is
than the Sega
Princess
channel.
Zelda. I have been imprisoned in a dungeon by an evil power. Rise quickly, hero. Hyrule. Hyrule is in danger.
A puzzling message shatters the moment's peace. Hurry, hero. Return peace to the land of Hyrule once more.
So, of course, what you just heard is all in English, and it's a fan dub. It was not originally in English. Instead, fans took what few videos remained of this, and they translated it themselves, and gave it some actually pretty good voice acting for that part, I thought. Especially for fans.
Yeah.
Okay, this part was not part of the original broadcast. This is just a kludge to bring you a menu screen, and make the whole thing seem kind of cohesive. This was added by hackers. I messed up the registration.
Well,
Fuck, I did it again!
hey Danny.
How about we just start the game? How about that?
Yes, it was very popular.
I can't do anything
Good
right.
game.
So normally you'd have a name, and you'd be able to pick an avatar, either a boy or a girl. We're gonna be a boy, because I have fat fingers and could not navigate the menu. Now this part is actually running through the Super Famicom instead of just being an FMV being played back. If this were an actual Broadcast Satellaview, it would be processing. Oh, here we go.
Here we go. Yeah,
Rats.
I also got the wrong gender because my fingers were too fat.
It happens.
People of this land have all been awaiting your arrival. Ah, do not be surprised. I knew that you would come to this land, guided by the stars. Now then, hero, gather the pieces of the Triforce that was snatched away, and bring down the evil King Ganon. I shall send power to you from here. One more very important thing. This world exists only within a predetermined time. When the moment comes, this world, like a dream, shall vanish. To begin, seek out the evil king's dungeon said to lie somewhere within this land. Hurry, hero. Take this sword.
Thanks, Grams. Don't wake up your mom, though.
Your first quest is to find me a pop filter.
There are things that you must learn that will aid you on your quest. Press the A and Y buttons to use your sword. Please press them now.
I am.
Next, I want you to press the X button. This is called the subscreen. Here you can manage the items that you possess.
Okay.
To choose a held item, press the X button to return to the game after making your selection and press B to use the item.
I don't have no
To
items.
switch the item you want to use, press the X button again to call up the subscreen. There is also a way to switch items using L and R. I will pray for your good fortune.
Oh, you better.
Man!
So yeah, this is neat. It's essentially a radio broadcast that plays during an actual game of Legend of Zelda here. And it's extra neat because this is essentially a Super Mario All-Stars style improvement to Zelda 1. Not released commercially, only through the Broadcast Satellaview. And what's especially interesting is that it gives you this whole open-ended quest that you can
According to
do
the old
at your own
man,
pace while
the
it does its
Triforce lies
narration.
within the dungeons of the Evil King. Rumor has it that the dungeons boast a variety of traps. This week, you will be searching for the level 1 and level 2 dungeons. You should soon be able to find the first dungeon. However, level 2 remains hidden somewhere. Whether on the overworld or within a dungeon, the Evil King's underlings will target you. When your power to fight foes has been exhausted, the fairies will offer you their protection. The springs are where they dwell.
A lot of information being dumped on us, but we only got an hour to do this, so they kind of have to clump together all the narration at once. So yeah, this is week 1 of map 1, and that consists of levels 1 and 2 that they expect you to find within this hour. We're on Zelda time. We're a little bit off Zelda time because I spent too long at the registration screen, but close enough. I know where World 1 is. Let's go right there. I mean level 1.
And yeah, we're playing this on an SD to SNES because me and the roommate thought that it would be a cool thing to have, and also...
It was cool.
Yeah, I wanted a cool thing.
Yeah, we're replicating the experience on original Super Famicom hardware here. This is as close as you're gonna get, because once those broadcasts ceased, you could not do that. Not ever. You either did it right at the original broadcast, or... For this game, I think they reran all 4 episodes at least twice, maybe 3 times, in the year after its original release. That was in 1997, by the way. Oh,
Where are you, hero? Where are you fighting now? There's no mistake that with your current power, you will face a difficult battle. For just a little while, your sword will be granted power.
oh, thank you.
Do you understand?
Thanks.
All those who hear my voice now, fight upon this land. If you do not set to fulfill your mission immediately, you will be failing to them.
What's this? Even though your life meter isn't full, you can still throw your sword. You may be able to recover the Triforce during this time. However, be conscious of the life you have remaining. Plunge in hastily and you may be defeated.
That's another common mechanic there. Every so often they stop and they're like, hey, players of this game, would you like a cool sword for the next few minutes? Here you go.
Alright, real quick, thank you to Loveless for gifting a subscription to K-Price, and congratulations K-Price on joining the My Sharona Kermit H. Popo Club.
Yeah,
In order
welcome to
buy
the club.
goods from merchants, a currency known as rupees is necessary.
I thought he talked about Kermit for a second. That really threw
It is
me
best
off.
to
He
be
said
ever
currency.
conscious of your amount of rupees.
We
You'll
got
know
some...
by the number shown at the top of the
Sorry,
screen.
sir. Okay, we got some folks asking whether or not the game audio was piped in through the satellite broadcast as well. No, it was not. That was originally from the game.
The music is through the broadcast. The actual
Yes.
sound effects, that's being played locally via the Super Famicom.
They
You might
actually...
expect the shield that the merchant sell is more powerful than the one you currently possess. It can defend against the balls with which
I-
the Zoras, who emerge from the water, attack.
I'm not done yet, Alex.
Sorry for talking over you.
right, now I think you can continue.
Okay, so, we'll show this during the intermission, but, someone just uploaded, it was actually Kun 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 on YouTube, just uploaded a recording of the original Excitebike BS broadcast.
Yep,
And
that's very exciting because that didn't exist before, and now that it does exist, fan translators can do the same thing to that they did to this. So that'll soon be in English.
And in that one, you can hear the sound effects and the background music of Excitebike, but you can also hear but you can hear like pop songs, including Hey, you,
Get into
my car. Which, by the way, hearing that...
That's pretty great, yeah.
Anyways, during intermission, we're going to show 10 minutes of one of the newly released broadcast tapes.
Oh my god, I died.
Died?
What happens when you die?
Well, we're going to find out.
Oh, you just restart the dungeon. Okay, I got the bow, I'm good. Yeah, this is very much a casual experience. This is something they want kids to entirely complete over the course of an hour. And if you know how quickly Zelda dungeons go, you should be able to do level 1 and 2, like, very quickly, with enough time left over. But maybe we'll explore the land, see what's here, see what we can get to, rather. Because most of the game was gated off between weeks. They wanted to keep you coming back, you see. How do I know where to go? I haven't heard from that guy in like a minute.
Swords can defeat enemies, Danny.
Oh, thank you. I needed that.
Swords! I like them.
Actual dialogue.
Keys also unlock doors. You may have heard of them from your own house.
Yeah, those recent recordings that have made their way to YouTube are pretty good, because there's one of the hub world where immediately after you log in to Satellaview, it's like, welcome to Satellaview. Here's today's #1 hit. And then it starts playing fucking Rick Astley at you.
Yes!
Which is just amazing. Getting rickrolled through your very expensive piece of Super Famicom hardware. Now, in terms of this being a remake, this is largely the same as level 1 from the original Zelda. They did streamline it a bit. The dungeon layout's very different, but some of the rooms survived intact. Oh, what's that?
No longer throw your sword. The effect appears to have worn off.
Damn.
It seems you must now fight with more caution than ever.
Yeah, gameplay-wise, the little benefits make pretty interesting changes, because if you know what to do and where the bosses are, you can just go slaughter them with the powers while you have them, but it only lasts a few minutes. Should also note that having this narration really puts the whole thing into context and makes it much less confusing if you're only familiar with the ROM version of this game. What preservationists did, first of all, before they archived the narration, was they took the data that still remained on the 8 megabit
Perhaps
packs
you've obtained
that remained on
bombs somewhere.
Satellaview cards.
You can use the bomb with the B button. It is said that within this earth there are cliffs and walls that can be destroyed with bombs. In dungeons particularly, are statues of faces embedded in the walls. It is said that some of these stone statues can be destroyed using bombs.
Not that one.
It is also said that somewhere there are mysterious blocks that move.
Oh. So yeah, the data could still be read on a few of these cards if they happen to, if the owner happened to trade it in at some point during the broadcast. That's the only way you'd be able to preserve certain episodes. But what that data preserved is just like the raw gameplay, none of the narration. So when you started up the ROM, what you would see is the character go into that first cave and then just sit there for like 2 minutes, and you were wondering what the hell was going on. Turns out the old man was talking to you, trying to get you up to speed on the story. So here's Aquamentus, everyone's favorite. Slower than usual. What is that, like a dragon unicorn?
I guess.
Let's bomb him.
That's so rude! How dare you, Danny?
Whatever. It's just an Aquamentus. And there's our first golden triangle.
Holy shit. Thanks.
So yeah, the act of preserving this entire broadcast was a multi-segment sort of ordeal that many, many different people participated in over the course of decades. Because, first of all, finding the actual ROMs, really tough, because all those 8 megabit packs, they now exist in the secondhand market in Japan. They're all over the used game stores.
How
And assuming...
fares the battle?
Hang on.
Oh, hold on.
I am now pursuing some sealed forbidden manuscript.
Don't do that.
I shall try using the spell that is in the chapter of lightning, directing it against the evil king's minions. Aha!
Oh, thanks for the forbidden magic. You shouldn't do it if it's forbidden, though.
Thank you to Danny Dinoheart for the 31 bits. They did that during the Aquamentus fight. They're like, oh, what a cutie. Wait, why did you kill him, you monster?
I accidentally found level 2. So it turns out level 2 is in a completely different location. I was looking for a heart container that I knew was there in the original. So even if you're very familiar with the original Legend of Zelda, this remake will really switch things up. Leave you bamboozled and confused. I forgot what the hell I was going to say until that guy started reading the forbidden ancient manuscripts.
I don't know either, but let's see. We got 25 bits from Bright Tail who says, did anyone preserve the remaining 3 weeks worth of BS Zelda and the Ancient Tablets BS Zelda too?
I think so, yes. There is a translation available for the Stone Tablets, as well as Map 2, which was a sequel to this game released a few months after the original.
And yeah, Electric Boogaloo's been mentioning it in chat, but yeah, there was a Chrono Trigger side quest visual novel called Radical Dreamers. It was only released on the Satellaview. It did get a translation, and because it's not time-based, it's pretty easy to access.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with that one, for instance, if you were to find one of those secondhand ROM cartridges, you would have the whole game on there. That would be a lucky find. Usually, nowadays, it's all corrupted data or just unrelated games. Because as I mentioned before, if you wanted week 2 of BS Zelda, what you had to do is find a second-hand cart that, first of all, was still working, second of all, hadn't found its way into collectors' hands, and third of all, had to be when its original owner stopped playing midway through a week-long, multi-week promotional contest. So yeah, super unlikely on all fronts, and just the fact that all those factors came together and we're playing this is kind of amazing.
Listen well, hero. A heart container has appeared before my eyes. There's no mistake. It is something newly washed ashore. I can hear the sound of the waves. You should obtain the heart container. I believe it'll help you with your fight.
Is that one I saw a second ago?
Alright, got a lot of stuff to
the
talk
heart
about.
container
Shit,
that
sorry.
appeared to the old man
sorry.
and the place where the waves can be heard. The heart container under the eastern pier has been there from the beginning. It looks like you can't obtain it at the moment.
Oh.
That must mean that there's another place where you can hear the sound of the waves.
Oh? Oh, okay.
An anonymous gifter gifted 7 tier 1 subs to the community. So
Holy cow, thank you so
congratulations.
much, and welcome all to the Retro Pals Club.
So welcome to the Retro Pals
Enjoy
Club.
your emotes. And check it out, I found that heart container they were talking about.
Alright, so our new Retro Pal Club members are Another Time, Another World.
Have you found any breakable walls or cliffs yet? Put your bombs to good use. Consider the fact that there are caves of old men and merchants. There may be other secrets hidden all over Hyrule.
Got it. Thank you to Another Time, Another World, Batsley Adams, May the Kitsune, Chiropolis, Scarf the Smith, Shady Character 224, and someone who has my new favorite username of all time, sorry to everyone else who I've known, Unregistered Hypercam 2.
Wow, the unregistered Hypercam 2. It's an honor. Thank you.
Oh goodness,
I'm a big fan of your appearance in Billy MC's videos.
You're a real
It's
celeb.
said that there's an old woman who lives in a hidden cave among the cliffs. Where could she be? Rumor has it that the old woman sells life-restoring medicine. That's something you want to get after delivering the letter. You should do so quickly.
Okay, I guess we should hunt down the old woman. Just trying to figure out what we should do here to manage our time. I believe the second dungeon shouldn't take more than like 20 minutes, so I think that gives us some time to wander the overworld. This is really cool. This is the first time I'm experiencing this. At first I tested out the ROM just to see if it worked, but I hadn't played more than 5 minutes of this. I like this. If I was a kid, I would have eaten this up.
Pieces to find this week. However, only one dungeon entrance can be seen. It appears the second entrance's location cannot be found without bombs.
Oh, you can't go to the west either. Can you buy the candle? Oh yeah, you also get this upgraded soundtrack, courtesy of satellite radio. I can get the arrows, I guess.
Let's use this time to review items used with B.
Sure.
Bombs are a very powerful weapon. However, not only can you attack with them, they can also be used to break walls. This is important, so be sure to remember it. Let's try to break a stone wall.
You can tell that this was originally Japanese just by the sentence structure. Let's try.
Alright, we got 25 bits from Brighton Tail. He says, we've got a lot of stuff to taka. Alex, 2019. Oh, that's me, alright. I have a lot of things to taka.
You know, I did. I actually did. Thanks, old man.
Going for it, man.
Oh, you can stab the overworld old man in this version.
You don't seem to like it very much.
So in another way, you might consider this as being a glimpse at what the Super Nintendo CD-ROM might have looked like, because that would have enabled Red Book CD audio. Instead, Nintendo sidestepped it and did it through satellite radio. Always the innovators. And man, if ever there was going to be a Sega CD soundtrack for Legend of Zelda, this would be it.
God, it just goes. I love it.
It does.
Alright, do you think this man will give me enough of a break to talk about St. Giga?
Try it.
Okay, so the Satellaview is very interesting because it's done by the satellite broadcasting station St. Giga, which started as a offshoot of the satellite broadcasting station.
What's
Wow
this?
Wow.
Used to stop enemies in their tracks. It is also useful for retrieving things that are out of your reach. Furthermore, you can throw it diagonally.
Thanks, man.
Thanks.
Did I end up getting that boomerang? That was in the first dungeon, right? Well, whatever.
I think so.
Anyway, continue. St. Giga.
St. Giga is interesting because they also have a... because they started out during the kind of big economy bubble in Japan. And they started in 1990. Their programming director had...
A bow is required to use arrows.
An interesting
one is
idea.
located in one of the Evil King's dungeons. Merchants sell arrows. However, whenever you fire your bow, your rupee count will decrease, so pay attention.
Well, I'm paying attention. Got it.
Okay, so the programming director had an interesting idea. What if instead of using a time schedule, you know, like having things start at 6 or 7 or whatever, we time things to the current tide? So radio...
Is that what it was?
Yes.
Wow.
With harsher things at high tide and softer things at low tide. Not just that, what if we had a radio station that was just ambient noise and new age and soundscapes without narration, without ads, and without DJs?
Amazing.
And what if we decided to base our motto on Kurt Vonnegut's work?
Of course. Naturally. Of course, for a Japanese radio station, that makes sense.
So in 1991, they implemented, I forget his name, I think it's Hiroshi Yokoi's original plan, and set it to be a subscription-only service. It was really popular.
I'd subscribe.
They had shows called Tides of Sound. Ooh, it's getting rockin' here.
Ooh, yeah.
And Tides of Sounds would just be ambient music, soundscapes, with narration by... Oh, sometimes it would be poets, sometimes it would be famous people, but just kind of narration and things like that.
Wow, an art music network, essentially.
So here's the thing. This is an amazing idea. This sounds so cool. I personally would listen to this all the time. The economy bubble burst in Japan, and by 1994, they did not have enough subscription revenue to keep going. So Nintendo came to them and were like, hey, we have an idea. What if you did these broadcasts for us, and we'll pay you and keep you afloat and all, so you won't go under. and you do more programming for us. And you can just still do the stuff you want, but, Nintendo stuff. Supply the satellite programming for this new system we have, the Satellaview. And they were like, okay.
So that's how an ambient/new age radio station turned into a Nintendo delivery system in Japan.
By, I think, 1996, 97, they replaced the Tides of Sound stuff exclusively with the Satellaview broadcasts and also celebrity interviews. And then they stopped doing things based on the Tide as well. They did it towards...
Oh, they sold out.
Mm-hmm. And by 1997, I think, 97, 98, all ambient music was gone from the station. There's one or two things, but it was mostly out of there.
Damn. Well, once the Satellaview started up, there was no stopping it. That was what the people wanted, so they had to go with that.
It was what they wanted until 1998, when Nintendo was like, we're out.
Yeah.
And then...
keep in mind, during this time, the 32-bit era was in the middle of happening. Meanwhile, Nintendo was all like, hey, here's a new Super Nintendo Zelda game in 1997. For all you new age ambient listeners out there. Also, just realized the revamped map layouts are supposed to spell out Saint Giga. This is the T in the period here.
Oh, hey! Now, you can actually find Saint Giga broadcasts on YouTube. You can find some on SoundCloud. I recommend listening to them if you want something really interesting to listen to during the day, because I was listening to some of it while I was working, and it was pretty cool. Another thing, I see people talking about channel drift and things like that. Yeah, it is kind of like how, A&E kind of drifted away from their original thing as well.
Oh, yeah, television networks are fond of doing that. Like how Sci-Fi Channel is maybe like 10% sci-fi at one point. Alright, I beat the Dodongo.
Nice. Let's see. And so, what's funny, too, is that even the fan culture around the Satellaview changed. It used to actually be very much like all these esoteric fanzines and, like, kind of weird culture. But by 1996, that all been dropped for, like, corporate magazine type whatever stuff.
Damn.
So, yeah.
What's the matter, you say? The fairy living in the spring has disappeared?
Hmm?
This, too, may be an act of the evil king. We cannot leave things like this. We must find the whereabouts of the fairies.
Alright, gotta go find the fairies.
The fairy in the spring has vanished. It seems the power of the evil king is having an effect. Without the fairies, the battle will become difficult. You've got to be careful.
You've got to be kidding me.
Gotta be Zelda. I'm not very good at looking at her, sorry.
Okay, it's time to explore, I guess, because we beat the 2 levels that are available in this week's episode. But there's still little side quests going on, so we can, we gotta find out where this fairy is.
We got some info about Satellaview preservation from Brighton Tale. They mention... One second here. They say, another thing about the Satellaview preservation is that most of it, and the Satellaview reverse engineering, is managed by Luigi Blood, the person who made a BSX broadcast editor a long while ago. I've actually made a custom building specifically for... Hold on. Joel's stream with Luigi re-implementing it, but I don't think it's ever going to show up on the stream. That's cool. And yeah, there's Luigi Blood does a lot of fucking work.
Even defeating an enemy won't cause a fairy to appear. It's dangerous like this. You'll want some life-restoring medicine.
I guess at this point, they would have assumed you're in a dungeon, so we're just going to listen to the dungeon music in the overworld. What I really want is a candle. Do you not get that until week 2, maybe?
I'm sorry, the idea that, like, you have to wait a few weeks to get a goddamn item in a game.
Yeah, seriously. I think DLC is bad. Try waiting a week for more Zelda.
I actually, God help me, my hot take is that I really like the idea of having a system where they just chunk out the time to play the game for you.
That is pretty neat. Yeah, it gives you a schedule to look forward to. Y'all with huge backlogs nowadays know just how tough it is to pick out a game to play, but if you're sticking to a satellite radio schedule, you have to play the game when you have that opportunity.
Yeah, and Spinner mentioned it, but basically, Smubble, what you did with the BS with the Satellaview is you bought the cart, and then it downloaded the ROM onto your cart. But you had to have a subscription service with St. Giga first.
As well as satellite broadcast receiver.
Yes.
In addition to the Super Famicom add-on, in addition to the cart, in addition to the cart that goes in the
I shall
cart.
try using the spell located in the chapter of Fate in the Forbidden Tomb.
Huh?
Mwah!
Mwah!
That rules.
I kiss you.
Mwah! Oh, that's great. Oh.
But again, we make fun, but suffice to say, this is the product of a whole bunch of people doing their damnedest to preserve this stuff, because God knows Nintendo wasn't going to. It was just really dedicated fans who first preserved and then translated this stuff. Like, fan dubs are not common, even in the world of fan translations. Usually they just stick to text, they do subtitles, but this, they went all out. And there was just so much voice dialogue here, you couldn't really realistically do it through subtitles anyways. I'm gonna go through level 1 again, because why not? Maybe the fairy's in here.
Yes, exactly. He is the Energy Robinson of Zelda. Oh, I love this, Danny. I wish... Oh, I'm just so happy to see this happen.
It's finally playable in its original form, for the most part. Again, the whole thing's not going to be realistically rendered. You have to fudge a few things via FMV and stuff like the character select screen. But in terms of progress, this is pretty good progress for the emulation and preservation of Broadcast Satellaview games. And you can do it through a regularly available flash card too, so you can play it on original hardware now. I get to live the experience of having a Super Famicom in 1997 and rich parents who really like New Age music.
Another fun St. Giga fact is actually when they initially got popular in 1991 and stuff, they got so popular that they had enough money to just straight up go to
jail?
Somehow, I've managed to find the whereabouts of the fairies. Now we can borrow their powers.
Okay.
Fortunately, they are friendly to you.
That is fortunate.
They also taught me a new spell. I shall try using this spell on you.
I'm sorry, I love this guy. I love his voice inflection. I like that he kind of sounds like
Now keep in mind, this is probably a 20-something ROM hacker trying to sound like an 80-year-old old man.
Now you hold the advantage in the fight.
Yeah, like I know it sounds like I'm making fun, and I know I am a little bit, I know.
All the enemies
But I
drop
like
fairies
it.
now.
I really like this. I love this.
It's
and-
cool. It's something that didn't exist a few months ago, and now it exists. Oh, here comes the remix.
In the small kingdom, there was a mystical power which had been passed down for many generations.
This
The
owns.
secret was made of two halves.
This is my favorite Herbie Hancock track.
Which
Oh, I'm
formed
cranking this.
The golden triangle. The Triforce.
I have nothing to say.
Me either.
Ever since the old woman who lives by the cliff was surrounded by the flower monsters that fly in the sky, she has been forced into hiding against her will. It's probably a good idea to search for her using
To
bombs.
seal the Triforce. To use it to strengthen his evil grip on the world. He succeeded in stealing.
Okay, so there's a cliff near the river where we can find the old woman, apparently. I'm gonna exit the dungeon, because it doesn't seem like there's anything new in here. But please enjoy this,
This is
this
so
electro
St. Giga.
take on Zelda. Yeah, it makes sense.
I'm just gonna let this play before I talk about them again.
Triforce.
Alright, we got 25 bits from Brighton Tail, who says this is a new pre-stream song, isn't it? If it
Oh, it should be.
It should. So yeah, St. Giga actually got enough money to go on a world tour to record soundscapes around the world for the station,
Wow, that's authentic.
including Egypt, London, all kinds of places. Goddammit Consumer says Herbie Hancock's new song, Link It. I'm glad to know this English. Okay, so according to Spinner, the English is in the original, which I thought it was added, but
A fearsome
Oh, wow.
spell in the Forbidden Tomb. But it may help you in the fight. Sure.
Come on, dude. Well, thanks for the help.
I do appreciate it though.
Sonic, you recording video game dialogue again? I gotta get up to work in the morning.
Are you preserving this Satellaview again?
Yes, Mom, it's very important.
Sorry, Mom.
Oh, the fairy is gone. We gotta find her.
But thank you to the team that did this. I'm goofing, but that's just.
We would not do better. We
no,
would not.
we would.
No.
I would do much worse. I know for a fact I would do much worse. I've heard myself act. It sucks.
Oh, Link, go find the dungeon that has the arrows. Wait, that's just the principal from Beavis and Butthead.
I just call him Bink, and you know it.
Oh, this is new. Bink. The Legend of Zelda. Oh, we don't have the power bracelet. Can't get in there just yet. Mysteries for the weeks ahead.
Oh, you can't bomb it either.
Let's try. This music reminds me of Super Mario Compact Disco,
It
which
does.
is very similar in sound. Well, they wouldn't have a cliffside bombable place here, would they?
This music just kicks ass.
So the thing about Zelda is if there's a hidden thing hidden on a screen, that's the only one. There's a maximum of one. So we gotta find some place with a lot of rocks where we haven't uncovered a hidden area yet.
The fairies have returned to their springs.
No thanks to you, fucko.
It seems as though they have fled from the evil king's power. The springs have now regained their previous power. The fairies who aided you will not lend you their power anymore.
Oh.
Fuck off,
Take
Danny.
care as you keep fighting.
Alright, no more infinitely spawning fairies. But hey, we can make some progress here. I got enough money for a shield. Let's go get a shield.
This week, the goal was to recover 2 Triforce pieces. If
Got
you
'em.
already have them, it's best to collect rupees and buy items in preparation for next week.
Oh yeah, we gotta do that.
Just keep on that grind, Link. Get those rupees.
So this being week 1 of a brand new kind of video game delivery system, they wanted to make sure everyone would be able to do the first 2 dungeons. So that's why we did them in the total of like 20 minutes, and then we just kind of fuck around for a while. So maybe if you were a hardcore Zelda player back then, you would have been kind of like, ugh, when can I get the other items? Gotta wait till next week. But your little brother would have appreciated this pace.
Alright, so let me thank our new members of Retro Pals Club. Thank you to Invaderoid, Oakenford, Cambrian Era, Fujoshi Sor, Max Kaiser, Bobinator, Real Bad Badger, oh cool, Ringians, Ray Nightfire, Lagaloid, Space Thumpster, Zandinel, I already said Lagaloid, Azidaka, Sound Blaster, Pup, and Ashtray Hime, which is also a great name.
Yeah,
so.
welcome, and thank you so much to Arcade Punk Animal. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
what the thank you.
Well, I found the old woman. We managed to do that before our time was up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm expecting a letter.
Did someone call this the Retro Pal Steam? Okay, stream. I thought you said Retro Pal Steam, which would have been a really good.
The Retro Pan Steam.
Retro.
Well, we do have enough money. Let's go ahead and invest. So I'm not totally sure, but I think this ROM file actually does contain all 4 weeks, and you save your data in between the weeks.
Oh, cool.
Since each week is an hour, we're just gonna quit after this first one. But we may come back to this. It'll be fun to get together all the different items and stuff, and then we can
There is
badger
one
the NHK
final
about getting
greater
our free
spell
card.
written in the lightning chapter. I shall use it right now.
Yeah, use it. Hurry.
Kuya!
Yeah.
I love him.
Thanks, man.
How was that?
Great. That was spectacular.
No one is more valid than this dude, for real.
Well, I appreciate this old man's power, but in freezing the pea-hats, yes, I know what they're called. Whatever. I read the instruction book a lot as a kid.
Okay.
In freezing them, that means that they never stop spinning, so therefore you can't hurt them.
Cool.
So thanks, but no thanks, old man. I really gotta find out what the hell that thing is up there. There's something in the water. What the hell? Yeah, I checked our dashboard. We did indeed meet a new sub goal before I even announced it. Twice in a row. RetroPals has surpassed 100 subscribers for the very first time tonight. Thank you all so much. This is amazing. This Zelda's amazing. You're amazing. The old man is amazing.
I love the old man, and I support the old man.
Well, what are we gonna do for the last 15 minutes here?
Well, I may be out of St. Giga facts. I'll try to think of some other things.
Yeah, just mix them up.
Okay,
St. Giga started in 1924 as a
spin-off of the Coca-Cola Company.
That's right. It was a peanut delivery system that transmitted peanuts to houses through satellite cable, which hadn't been invented yet, so it was a huge failure. That old man, he carries this whole show. Oh, we got something coming up.
A fearsome vision has appeared to my eyes now. A figure that strides on, enveloped in smoke, destroying monsters, rocks, and walls. This is not my own power. The power of the stars that guide you through this world emerges through me. Perhaps I can transfer it to you.
Oh yeah, infinite bombs.
Nice.
Oh, we're gonna fuck shit up now. You get a bomb. You get a bomb. There's so much slowdown because of all the bombs.
St. Giga is the
There has
patron.
been a change in your items. Something about the number of bombs. It seems you'll be able to use them to your heart's content.
I am. It's great.
Alright, St. Giga is a patron saint of good ideas that cannot succeed in current economic times.
It's true. They're very unfortunate.
And yeah, Electric Boogaloo mentions what happened after this Satellaview. So in 1998, they were like, no, we're gonna stop supporting this. Nintendo was, and then by 2001, they stopped the Satellaview broadcasts. After that, they kind of floundered for a few years until 2003 when Yokoi died of cancer. After that, it changed hands and became like Club Wave, Club something. It became like Club. It's not Club Cool. That's something at
Club Cool.
Epcot. That's a Coca-Cola thing at Epcot, but it changed names into a different format in 2004, and then by 2007, it stopped broadcasting. People were actually broadcasting old St. Giga broadcasts, but basically the Japanese equivalent of the FCC was like, no.
Ah, damn Japanese RIAA.
Club Cosmo, thank you. Not Club Cool.
Alright, I'm just fucking around for the last 10 minutes because I think we've literally done everything possible. I will say that having infinite bombs for a limited amount of time is a really nice gameplay addition, especially for people who are unfamiliar with like where shit in Zelda already is. You're gonna end up wasting a lot of bombs looking for stuff if that's the case. But given infinite bombs, that's a lot of fun because you can just waste them.
Yeah, you're just fucking around.
Oh yeah. Hey old man, I need a hint.
Everyone's screaming, go up, Jesus Christ.
I can't go up. This is the only part of the map I have access to.
There are some places that you cannot reach no matter how hard you try.
See?
The time will surely come when you can reach them. You should keep them in mind.
I am. People won't let me forget. If you're talking about the dungeon, I already beat the dungeon. That Dodongo is not there anymore. He dislikes smoke.
Oh, damn.
Not me, though, if you know what I'm saying. Dodongo's a straight edge.
People want you to go to the top of level 2, by the way.
The top of level 2? I've been there, but we got nothing else to do, so let's go there again.
I'm sorry I keep forgetting to mention people's names and I'm just calling everybody people.
This really has people talking, Dan.
It does.
Magmaram says Dodongo dislikes smoke because he only vapes. And then Shax is like, Dodongo is hardline anti-vape.
Oh yeah, the Dongo, he was pro-vape until he saw the Game Awards this year. Now he's anti-vape.
I don't blame him.
What's gonna be the twist they reveal at the end of the hour? I assume there's a twist.
You were dead
wait,
the whole
yeah.
time.
I can bomb up here, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Always listen to chat. I know what they're talking about.
That's true.
And inside the hidden room is... Good.
Worth it!
Oh man, do you dislike smoke? There you go. Enjoy all the smoke you can drink.
You're hotboxing him.
Hero, it seems the power of the bombs has disappeared.
Aw.
The power of the stars is also weakening. You must hurry. My power will not last long. This world will soon disappear. You have but a little time remaining to you. Take back the 2 Triforce pieces from the evil king's hands.
I did it. I got them Triforce pieces. Now I gotta fight the final boss, the old man.
You'll get him.
Oh yeah, I don't have unlimited bombs anymore.
You
Shit.
should probably stop bombing.
I really enjoyed that though. I want that to be a permanent thing.
Time is running out. Is there anything left undone?
Nope.
Do you have the bow?
Uh-huh.
Did you get the boomerang?
Oh yeah. Bombs, how are you on bombs? Do you need to take a bathroom break? You should have gone before we left.
Oh, I love this triumphant music.
Only a little time remains. Did you collect both Triforce pieces?
Yes! See? It's gone.
Oh yeah, this music.
Alex is raving.
This isn't raving. I was putting my hands in the air as if my cares were gone, and then I was doing some drumming, which was,
Yeah.
I guess raving is a much nicer way of putting you looking like an asshole. Thank you.
Let's go back to the entrance. Well, thank you all for pointing out the crucial clue hidden at the top of the T there.
We may not have known.
We dislike smoke. Oh, we got some hand claps now.
Yeah, it's Freon Leon says it's like a Wolf Team game.
It is. It does sound like the soundtrack to a Soul Feast or something.
That is a good question. Danny, if you miss a piece or an item, could you get it the next week?
Oh, I don't know actually. You know what? Come to think of it, I don't think you could. You could still continue your quest, but you wouldn't have all the pieces at the end.
That is interesting.
And it should interest you to do every single episode if they're available to you.
Hurry, hurry.
I am!
Okay, correction from Spinner. All the stuff is still there, so...
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Nice. So you got a nice, leisurely, what is it, at least 4 hours in entirety to find all 8 pieces? That's more than enough.
Oh, yeah.
Especially with all the bonuses they give you, like they occasionally give you infinite life, infinite bombs. This is a Zelda for everyone. I just wish there was more stuff to do in week 1.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, here's an ending remix theme.
So, you want to do other weeks?
I kind of do. I want to come back to this. I want to see what awaits us at the very end.
You know, I do too. Let's do it.
Yeah. All right. So this won't happen immediately, but we will return to BS Zelda. We gotta.
There was a small boy named Link.
Cricket.
Robot-like Triforce.
Hard. He took it upon himself to save the Princess Zelda, but in order to defeat the evil Ganon, who is now in possession of the power half of the Triforce, he needs to find the 8 parts of the wisdom half.
Alex is doing the robot right now.
To complete wisdom, that he can enter Death's Mountain, domain of Ganon. Can he find the 8 parts? Can he save the Princess Zelda and defeat the evil Ganon? He can do these things only with your help.
Alright, got it. Question from Cooper Frog. Dan,
Uh-huh.
what would be in the narration of a Metroid BS game?
Oh my god, that would be amazing.
What? Wait,
It would just be Samus's internal monologue. And we've done it. We've reached the end of the hour.
You fought well to the very end, hero. I witnessed your bravery from here. Today's fight is finished, but that does not mean your mission is over. When this world appears again, perhaps you will arrive at my door once more. Next week, you shall take care of anything you believe you may have left unaccomplished. These memories will not vanish for as long as your fight continues. Until next time.
Save your data, warrior, and come back next week. Same Zelda time, same Zelda channel. There we did it! We finished week 1 of BS Zelda, and boy, what an experience that was. It's kind of front-loaded if you decide to go after the dungeons as quickly as possible, but they do rearrange some of the placements. You may not find Dungeon 2 immediately, if you're familiar with the original game. And the overworld map is kind of truncated, and they add little things like that bonus heart container to find. Time-limited things that make you actually feel like you're part of a broadcast. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Very cool.
I'm looking forward to playing more of this, and hopefully you enjoyed the first episode of BS Legend of Zelda, Map 1, Week 1.